Filler Arc is sponsored by Crunchyroll. Head over to crunchyroll.com/lily for a 14-day premium trial. Crunchyroll is always updating and adding new titles, so check it out if you feel like watching anime. Thank you.
Can you imagine like an alien looks down at the Earth?
Welcome to Filler.
But like, think about it. Like when they look at figures,
Today
and
we're
there's
going
just
to
like
be
body parts
talking
and
about
boxes.
anime.
It's weird.
As always, we can talk about our life too if you want.
Like panties, like.
Do you want to talk about panties?
No.
You know what I was thinking we should do? Well, whenever we do like welcome to like, you know how some people have like a jingle, right?
Yeah.
It's like we should harmonize something that's like welcome to Filler Arc, and then you do episode 10, and I'll harmonize with that. Okay.
Episode 10. Okay.
Welcome to Filler Arc, episode 10. That was kind of cute. So, my birthday was like a week or two ago, and I got this Dakimakura of my 2D self. I'm sorry, audio only people, but it's literally a body pillow with my persona on both sides. Isn't it cute?
No one's ever gonna use that.
I'm gonna use it. So usually I have like a checklist of things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't this time. So let's just
This
get
is
right on
good.
to it.
Yes, I like it.
Current anime.
So we're about halfway.
Yes, Essay was actually really good. I never thought I'd say this. It's a good anime. No, right now the season, not bad. Very good.
No. So I think SAO for the shows that kind of feel like will go on forever. So like I group in like Goblin Slayer, the slimy Isekai thing.
I love Goblin Slayer-san. He's so cute.
We'll get there. But in terms of SAO, like I think it's been holding up to the expectations that a lot of light novel readers have been saying that it would be. And I'm enjoying it. It's so funny. For some reason, like online I have become like the biggest like SAO / Darling in the Franxx like apologist, and I don't even like him that much. But now suddenly I feel like I'm a genius, and Sword Art Online is actually kind of good. Darling, no. But Sword Art Online is like kind of good.
Sword Art Online season right now is good. Yes, yeah. We cannot forgive its past transgressions, but we can move past it and just appreciate this season for what it is.
People can change.
I agree.
Yeah.
People can change. Even if you think they can't, it's always good to give them a second chance.
Yeah.
Even a third chance.
But probably not a fourth.
If you even...
Sword Art, we're looking at you very closely this
time.
Yeah.
we were talking about anime there.
Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, so there's so Sword Art Online I think has been really good. The other one,
Goblin Slayer. So I recently started this D&D campaign, right? Ever since then. Is that spoiling it?
What?
Goblin Slayer is like a D&D campaign,
it's
isn't
not
it?
A spoiler. The literal intro of the show
is
has
D&D?
like dice.
I noticed it. I'm like, they don't have names either. It's just Goblin Slayer, the priestess.
Yeah. No, it's 100%. So they did a interview with the creator, and he was like, "Yeah, like I really like tabletop games." And so like I
that's really
to
cool.
Write
so it's
that
basically
into
like D&D the anime.
Okay, so I heard this crazy theory about Goblin Slayer and how it's actually about wars that have happened in Japan. And like how like war can twist like how you feel about like different nations who attack you, and like because like things happen in war like and redacted and like it can twist you, and so like Goblin Slayer is sort of like a victim of war, like and like his family was sundered from like an outside alien thing, and like now for the rest of his life he just is like racist against goblins in this case, right? And so I thought that was like an interesting theory, and like how it like they're trying to connect like maybe Japan's history.
Oh, hello, Mimi.
Hello, Mimi. We weren't doing anything important. But yeah, I thought that was like an interesting like theory that I heard about Goblin Slayer. But yeah, I don't know. I like the show. I think it's fine, but I think I'm a little down on the hype after the first initial episodes. Like it just feels like
I still watch it, but
I still watch it, but it's like like would I recommend it over like other like adventure anime? I don't know. It's like it kind of feels like it's lost a little bit of its like
spark.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it. Like after that initial shock value.
I don't know. I'm watching it because Goblin Slayer is friggin' hot. Like he is so attractive.
You don't even see what he looks like.
He says Goblin Slayer. Like, his voice, it's so, like, monotonous. Is that the word, monotonous? It's like, oh, yeah, you go and slay those goblins. And then there's the episode where he's actually, like, shirtless and you see his body. Dude has a really fit body, too.
I guess that's true. Yeah,
he's really attractive.
He's very fit.
There's something really attractive about a man who doesn't really talk to you except to, like, kill goblins, and that's all he wants to do. It's just very, raw and primal. Okay, anyway. What other animes are you watching this season?
So other anime that is in that sort of same thing is like the isekai one. That time I got reincarnated into a slime.
I kind of dropped that one.
That one also. So like both Goblin Slayer and the time I got reincarnated into a slime
got more dull for me.
Yeah, it just like I enjoyed the manga because I could condense all that information about world building and all that stuff and just like get it out of the way.
Slime
and,
is like
get into it.
It goes on and on and on. I'm like, I'm done.
It was like interesting. Like the current twist was that like the fire person that he meets is actually another person from Tokyo, but from a different time period. And I thought like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like in most isekai anime, it's like the main character is the only guy from the original world, right? Like if we're talking about ReZero, like Subaru is the only person, right? And I think that's how most of these shows are. And so like it's cool to see like how like they interacted and like how they found out like how they were both isekai'd into this world. But that said, yeah, it gets a little pedantic and like a little too heavy on world building. Like the pacing doesn't feel quite right. I don't know.
There's so many isekai things that if it's not interesting, I feel like it's been done before, if that makes sense. Like the concept is always the same. That doesn't mean like I still wish I was thrown into another world. You know?
Hell yeah, sign me up.
If I died, throw me into another fantasy world.
Even if I didn't die, just throw me in.
Josh, there's so much to live for in this world.
There's also a lot more to live for in an isekai.
Depends on what kind of isekai world you get thrown into, right? You could be thrown into a world where big booby cat elf girls are all over you, right?
Yes.
Or you can be thrown into a world where it's like goblins.
I'll take the 50-50.
Okay, it's not even a 50-50. Like,
I don't know. It seems like a 50-50 to me. Either I get into a great world or not so great world, but either way, it couldn't be worse than this one.
I think isekais will always be popular though, because everyone has their own spin on it. And let's be honest, we all wish sometimes, we can magically just appear in another world and be the protagonist.
You're telling me that people who like watching things that are about different worlds, like maybe would like the idea that you might escape into one? Wow, that's crazy.
It's just escapism.
No, it 100%
I just want to go to another world where I'm
cooler.
Yeah, like I can look like this girl on the body pillow, But no, we're all gonna grow old eventually, grow wrinkly and die.
I really hope Elon Musk comes through with the full dive technology. That's like my last hope for this world.
Even if something like that existed, I feel like it's gonna be years when we're both.
That's what people said before about like, I don't know, computers and stuff.
That's true. You never know.
You never know.
It's never gonna be as cool as the one in SAO though. But maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay, all right. Anyway.
Hey, we beat that topic to death. Other anime that I'm very excited about this season, though, super, super, super into an anime that I know you're a big fan of called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny.
Wait, are you still watching that?
Yes, it's so good. It's still good.
I dropped it many eons ago.
I think it's like probably my pick for anime of the season so far. I really, really enjoy it. I think the main character is very interesting. I really like his dialogue with the different people in the show.
I get it. Yes. Okay. I don't. Okay, no, I appreciate. Yeah, go on. Yeah, main characters, interesting dialogue's really, really witty. Yeah.
What do you watch for
dialogue? Is super witty, so funny. I love watching the main character interact with all the pretty girls. Amazing, and the mystery behind it just ties it all in together. It just their characters, they're excellently written. Good anime. All right, next.
Suddenly I just got like a brain blast of like maybe all the people who like these shows are like red pillars who are like, yes, I am also very smart like this main character. Am I that? Oh my god, that's like a moment of self-reflection that I'm sort of like, I don't think so. No, I have good taste in anime. Shut up.
I didn't say anything against it. Bunny it's a cool anime. It's just not for me. I just get okay. I have a very short attention span. Okay, if anime doesn't capture my attention, I just lose interest. And I told you, Bunny, I can appreciate it for what it is. I do agree the dialogue is very witty. I noticed that the first time I watched it as well. Unfortunately, witty dialogue wasn't enough to keep me in, so there's that. Whew. All right. I wanted to talk about the live action series coming up of Cowboy Bebop.
That's right.
I saw your tweet on it, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, I think this is actually a really interesting topic to talk about, like live action adaptations, right? Like this is like a big debate, and for the most part, like here's the thing. I think it can be done. We just haven't seen it. You know, like I have tried to watch some of the things that people are like,
Can I list some? And I want to.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Full Metal Alchemist.
I didn't watch it.
Okay, I watched like 10 minutes of it. I think that's all I could get. Death Note.
I've seen like literally like 3 different adaptations. Like I saw the 2 Japanese movies.
I didn't like those.
And I saw
The American
the
one, right?
god awful Netflix one.
To be fair, okay. I asked Fed what he thought. He's never seen the original Death Note. So interestingly, when he saw the new Death Note series on Netflix, he's like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, so here's the thing: is like I do appreciate the Death Note Netflix version because if you haven't watched it, it's a new fresh idea.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're gonna put the name Death Note attached to it, you're gonna expect a certain thing, and if your character's named similarly, you know, Light, Kira, all these things, then I expect some of these things to come through in the adaptation. And instead, like, they made Light a bitch boy. They made L, like...
I really did not like how they made Light. Light is supposed to be this genius.
Like
he's
smart. He's
cold,
like a perfect
calculating,
guy.
charming.
Yeah.
Movie had very little of any of that.
Like,
so.
the first interaction he has with Ryuk is, like, night and day. Like, in the anime, he's like, yes, I figured something might happen like this. And he's like, I'm so smart. And he's, like, not phased at all. And then the one in the Netflix, he just starts screaming.
Kisses his pants. And
yeah. It's unsightly.
I do want a good anime, like live action.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't think I've ever seen one. I also looked at Your Lie in April live action.
Oh, really?
It was interesting. Maybe it's because, like, if you've watched the original anime, I feel like you have so much expectation, you know? You want the live action to take what was so good about the anime, just make it better in live action.
That's why I think that I would prefer if studios tried to take stories that weren't so well known and tried to adapt them. So, like, one of the good manga adaptations to live action that people talk about is Edge of Tomorrow, which is based off of a manga called All You Need Is Kill.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I like that one in particular because you're not going to ruin a fan base's expectation. Like, you don't have to carry all the, like, a fan base's expectations going in. Like, with Cowboy Bebop, which may be like one of the most beloved anime of all time, like there are a lot of feelings that you have to carry as a writer for that. And you know, who knows? They did say that they brought in some people from the original show to help out, but like I think, I don't know. I just, so far it's hard for me to get excited anytime live action is told because it feels like a cash grab to me, and I just haven't seen anyone that I was like, you know what, it was worth it, you know.
I'm not a fan, but I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah,
you know, I every time something comes out, I just have this hope that maybe they're gonna do it right this time. Maybe it's gonna be amazing.
And this is part of the problem, right? Is that like I get suckered in because I'm
like,
whoa, it's Cowboy Bebop. I love Cowboy Bebop.
How can you mess up Cowboy Bebop?
We're part of the problem, Lily. This is why they keep doing this.
The movie, it's not an anime, but Avatar: The Last Airbender. I was such a big fan.
I don't. There was no live. What are you talking about? What? There was a live adaptation of that?
You have no idea how excited I was about that. And then all right, anyway, let's move on. All right.
Well, actually, the last thing I want to bring up on this topic is sort of the reason why I think it's possible is superhero movies, actually. Because superhero movies are like the adaptation of Western manga, in this case comic books, into
Marvel
movies, right?
Are lit.
And so like I feel like all we've been seeing are like the DC movies. Like we're seeing Superman versus Batman. We're seeing, you know, like all these terrible adaptations of this original content.
We need Marvel to pick up an anime series.
Yeah, you know, like I think that might be, you know, they have better writers. I think they have like a better understanding.
So good.
And so like I think it's possible. I just am not holding my breath.
Marvel, Full Metal Alchemist. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I just think Marvel the superhero movies very, very well. Oh shit, that was another microphone. Okay, so on Twitter.
You want to move on to the next thing?
So I asked people to send us questions for the first time because I thought it'd be really cool.
This might be a recurring segment, by the way.
Yes, if you guys want to like ever ask us or send comments, concerns, suggestions, anything at all, the fillerarcpodcast@gmail.com. So there were some really interesting questions. There was one. Okay, but there are some questions that are like, please help me. I have clinical depression. I don't know what to do. I watch anime to escape from it all. If you have serious problems, please go see a therapist. Your mental health is very important. And then we are not professionals. We are not qualified to help you in any way. I just have to feel like I have to disclaim it because I feel like I'm gonna get so many.
Also,
Can
we
we-
can't solve your calculus exam.
No, please don't ask us your homework. Can we have Night Blue 3 as a guest star? I'm sorry.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do you think about JoJo? Josh said he was trying to get through JoJo. Did he make it through part 3? What does he think of the series? I think we talked about this.
I'm still swimming through the ocean of part 3, and I've sort of put it on hold because I just am watching other things that I feel like I just need to get through first. Like currently I'm watching through Violet Evergarden. Like the thing is, like, I have limited amount of time, right? Like if I
Yes.
had all the time in the world, yes, I would just go ahead
Kids,
and
as you get older, your time gets more valuable.
yeah, like I rewatched a bunch of One Piece arcs back when I was in college when I had a lot more time.
Now we
have
don't.
that flexibility anymore. So here's the thing. At some point, I will try to get through JoJo's. I promise
As
you.
soon as he does, we will talk about it.
Yeah.
The JoJo fans are very, very enthusiastic. Okay.
JoJo's, yeah, I think it's like one of the most
fan base-
vocal fan bases of all
If you were forced to get a tattoo of something anime related, where would you put it? And why?
Ooh.
The
What would you get as a tattoo that's anime related?
equivalent exchange circle.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking. I'm just
Basic.
joking. What? I always thought that was a really cool design.
It is really cool.
Or Roy Mustang's fire alchemy circle thing on his glove. Cause
Where would you put it? Like on your hand, like a sand
dude,
thing?
imagine if I put it on my hand. No.
Imagine
So-
you with a hand tattoo is really funny to me.
I don't know. Probably like shoulder, like somewhere obscure.
Yeah.
I don't want people to see my shame.
I'm
My
trying-
permanent shame.
I actually don't know. There's like a couple symbols that I really do like in anime. Yeah, like the Full Metal like symbols always come to mind because they're just very cool looking, and like if no one knew anything about anime, they'd look at it and be like, "Oh, that's actually kind of interesting." I really don't know.
Oh, this is completely off topic. Fruits Basket's getting another anime.
Oh, really?
I'm
Like
so
an update?
excited. Like just completely new anime, completely new
Oh,
cast.
wow.
I'm very excited. When I was younger, Fruits Basket was like my thing. Toru Honda was my inspiration. I'm like, I'm gonna be just as nice as Toru Honda, which is how I became a doormat. But she would always be like, no, I'm not even
I
joking.
mean, as long as
She
you-
was always like, I love everyone, let's be kind to one another, say yes to, help each other out. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be just like this girl. And I would be like, yeah, of course, blah, blah, blah. And eventually I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But she was like one of my biggest inspirations. So I'm so happy about that. What, never mind. Did you think about your anime tattoo?
I'm still deep in thought about it because this is like something
Okay,
I
just-
actually want to do.
Keep
No,
thinking
no.
about it, stewing on it. Do you have crack ships or pairings that you would have? What is that?
What is a crack ship?
I think it's just. Do you have any like ships and pairings that you're like really into? I'm gonna assume. In anime, I'm actually not too sure.
I'm like not much of a serial shipper. You know, there are people who are like, oh my god, shipping. Oh, you know, like I always think about that Prosy D sketch where it's like, oh, they fucking, oh, they're banging for sure. Like,
Oh my
I've never been one of those people. I'm trying to think. So, like one of my, oh, you know what ship I kind of wish like there was like a spinoff for was in Toradora. I really liked Ami as a character, and I think it would have been.
So I've never actually watched Toradora.
You should watch it.
I've-
It's actually perfect for
know.
Christmas time.
It's one of those animes where I put on my to-do list. Like everyone recommends me. You should watch Toradora.
It's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I will put that on my list.
Also, because I see it in front of me, Rem. Actually, no, fuck Subaru. Never mind. Okay, we're done.
We're not even gonna go there. Who's the protagonist for the offline TV anime?
Who is the protagonist?
Okay,
of Offline TV?
realistically, if offline TV had a me, of course.
No one would watch this anime.
Yes, they would. It'd be a really cool supernatural adventure shonen
With the main
shoujo
character
anime.
who stars
My
as a
character
doormat.
and my
Welcome to
I have a pet
Doormatville.
named Temmie, and she would be like my attack dog. Okay, it'd be a magical girl anime.
And has the same exact attack power as in real life, which is maybe 0.
But being useless is her skill move. Like she's so useless, she ends up being useful. So we can circumvent that.
Yikes.
Is it possible for you guys to do a manga episode?
I think that could be interesting.
I read a lot of manga too.
I do, yeah, and
Yeah,
there's some things that are only manga only that,
yeah, that
I
haven't
actually
been
love,
adapted
and
to.
I actually don't even know how some of these would be adapted well.
I think anime companies in general, if a manga does really well, has a really good storyline, good characters, they would snatch that up.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just free scripts at the moment.
I mean, that's why like most of the time when I see a new anime that I like, I'm like, oh well, of course I would like it because like the thing that it came from is so popular. Like, wow, what a surprise that like this story that has good characters, good dialogue and stuff transfers over well to like anime. Wow, who would have imagined?
If you could remake an anime series.
Oh man, and I get to get all the way to the end of it.
Oh, are you gonna say Frank's?
Oh wait, that would be so good.
Frank's.
I actually feel like Darling in the Franxx. If you could rewrite the last 10 episodes, that show could have been amazing. And instead, we got what it is. I'm also thinking, if I could remake an anime, I think I would update some like older anime into something that like is more modern. Like, I'm trying to think of like a good example of something like older.
Well, now that, like I mentioned, Fruits Basket is getting a remake, I don't think anything is like not off the table. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Eventually, as time goes on and the animations get better, same with movies too. People remake things all the time. I feel like classics will get remade.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope so too, because it's always nice seeing old stuff just get polished.
You know what would be actually good is like Naruto with good animation.
Yes.
Or like I don't know, like any of those like old shonen shows that kind of just like Toei just like decided like animation wasn't for them.
Naruto was so good.
Yeah, like original Naruto is super
so
good.
So fun. People say this era's Naruto is Boku no Hero.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree.
I think Naruto is a little better, but okay.
Well, so I don't know. Like, I personally don't see people running around doing superhero poses, but I did see a lot of people doing
the Naruto run. Albert still does that, by the way, and we still have like Naruto headbands in our house, and like it's just carried over so well.
Yeah.
I remember watching that dub when I was like 14.
Yeah, no,
Insane.
I grew up with it, so yeah, no, that would be something that I would be interested in.
I'm sorry. Question to Josh: what's the best hentai you've ever?
Oh my god! We're not gonna. Answer. Moving on. But no.
Okay, let's see.
Also, why is that question only pointed at me?
It says specifically question for Josh. I clicked on it thinking it was going to be like something pertinent to you and very irrelevant. I mean, it was. Okay. What do you guys do when you're preparing to watch anime? So do you prepare pretzels? Do you cuddle? Do you... like preparing. Like,
yeah, how do you get into... So, I do not read anything beforehand. I like to go into things very fresh, and there are pretty much like 3 different ways that I watch anime. One is just like at my computer and I'm just like lazing around and I'm trying to watch it. And then the other way is like right before bed. This is my genius setup. Okay, they sell these things on Amazon called goose-necked like holders, like iPad like tablet holders, and you can attach it to your bedside table and you put your tablet on it. And so then you can lay down and have your tablet be right above your face. And so it's like a TV screen that you're watching.
Do you actually do this?
Yes. It makes you look like you're a paraplegic, like your legs don't work very well. But it's so amazing for watching anime because it's just like you get to be in such comfort. So I like watching it that way. That's one of my ways. But I don't snack very much when I like watch things. I feel like it's distracting.
Interesting. I can't believe you actually do that. Okay.
I swear to God, those things are like $15 on Amazon. It's so worth it.
When I watch anime or watch anything in general, I need something to eat. Like,
really?
I need a snack on something.
Huh.
I've conditioned myself where if I have food in front of me, I'm like, man, this food would taste so good paired with a nice new episode of Goblin Slayer.
I will say, like, if I like buy like pizza or something like on the weekend, like I'm like, well, what could I be doing while eating pizza?
Watching
anime, yeah. But it's not the reverse. Like when I'm watching anime, like I don't get hungry.
Oh, I wanted to ask you. So you know Zombieland Saga, right?
Yes. We didn't talk about Zombieland Saga. I also love that show.
That show is really good. I love it.
I somehow got tricked into watching an idol anime, and I love it.
It's a zombie idol anime. What's there not to like? There was some minor controversy on one of the girls being trans or something.
Oh yeah.
Her name was Lily, I think.
Yes. Like Tochikawa or something like that.
Why were people upset? I don't
actually remember why that became
like it was pretty blatant that she was trans.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I actually need to catch up on Zombieland. So.
But it's a really cute anime.
I
really like it.
Really
All
like
the
it.
characters are so lovable. It's the rap battle was
amazing.
Oh
like
my
it's so
God.
unexpected. It's so unexpected, and yeah, I love it. It feels very much like the humor is very absurdist and feels kind of in the line of Hinamatsuri, where like things would happen and you're just like, I did not expect that at all.
I want Hinamatsuri season 2
No,
so bad.
so bad.
I heard it didn't do well though.
In Japan, yeah.
The manga's so funny. That's still my top comedy anime of all time.
Yeah.
Which is like so good. What's it like being an Asian American going into the streaming world as a career? Also, new viewer. I don't know what the fuck filler our podcast is, and I don't know if this is the right type of question.
Well, viewer, watch the Filler Arc podcast.
It's about anime.
Yeah.
Did your parents have any reaction to you being a giant weeaboo degenerate?
Oh,
or like,
no, like, it was terrible. My dad would constantly tell me, like, when are you going to grow up?
They ask me that all the time. Like, when are you gonna grow up?
Dad, they're not just cartoons.
I'm grown
there
up.
Are deep messages
I have
within
a body
the animation.
pillow of my own 2D persona.
Oh, God. Yeah, you know, when I put up pictures on my Instagram of like my figures, my parents were both like, "What are you doing?" And then they saw my crossplay and they're like, "Is my son gay?"
Well, I'm
like,
trying to
no,
think.
Dad,
I'm trying to think of it
funny."
in a traditional like Korean parents' perspective. Like, oh, my son, girlfriend.
Okay, you don't need to get that personal about it. Okay, that's not what they were asking about. They were just kind of like, when's he gonna stop watching cartoons? It wasn't like, hey, are you gonna die alone? Okay, fine.
You're
that's
not
funny.
gonna die alone, Josh. There's someone out there. You just haven't found them yet. Him, her, whoever, whatever you're into.
It's a her.
I respect you for who you are, Josh, not your orientation or whatever. I just want you to know that, okay? So just anything you want to tell me.
My parents are gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, I'm not gay.
I know you're not. I know no one said you were. Okay. Some of these questions are just not related to anime, so I don't think I should ask it. Have you guys ever watched Steins Gate Zero?
Yes.
We talked about this.
What's up, Fed?
Hi, Fed.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think about Sword Art Online, season 1, the second arc?
Which one
the
was?
fairy arc?
Did you watch that?
He watched it. So
Oh
let me tell you
my
something really
God.
interesting. Fed liked it.
Well, I never said I liked it.
He liked it.
I just said.
And now I know what Fed's into.
Yeah, he likes the fairy.
He likes the
Wait, no.
forcibly.
That's so gross. Titania. Sorry, I'm so
No, sorry.
Go on.
We didn't mean to disrespect your
No, I
opinion.
think it's weird how like every anime has some like fucked up weird thing that happens. Like.
Not all
I
anime.
mean, sorry. I mean in every arc in SAO. Like,
Oh, did you finish Gun Gale?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. It was.
Asada-san!
Oh yeah.
Fucking weird.
I thought Gun Gale was like pretty good. But
It
it
was-
was still just like
the
why
ending
did that
was a
have to
little
happen?
bit
yeah, a little
weird.
monk-esque, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you caught up now with SAO or no?
No, I just finished Gun Gale. So.
Oh, you're about to get into the best arc, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the one after Gun Gale is like my favorite arc.
Which
of
one is it
SAO.
called?
It's called Mother's Rosario.
Oh, you didn't watch that one?
It's super good.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'll start right now then.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't start right now.
Fed, we know you watch
Fed, it's
anime. It's
fine.
okay. You
Fed
don't
is.
have-
I feel really proud of. Like we made Fed. We created
I'm
Fed.
also
grown up
doing
so
it for this podcast.
But you've been on this podcast twice.
Yeah, but the first time I didn't know anything. The second time
You were drunk?
I knew something. Oh, the second time I was drunk.
So the third time you're gonna be like this experienced scholar.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, and it was just for the podcast. Right?
Just
You
for
would
the
never
podcast.
have watched
You would
it
never watch
by
this.
yourself.
All right.
Never.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
sure,
believe
Fed.
you.
Yeah.
We believe you.
See?
I don't believe
I
him.
don't believe it. Was there ever a moment in the show you were watching that made your heart sink in response to something sickening, incredibly surprising?
Yes. Oh my god. The first thing that comes to mind, Made in Abyss.
Oh my god.
my god. The myth.
Spoilers. Well, everything here is a spoiler.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude!
The elevator scene.
Two girls in one elevator.
Oh. Also, the moment when what's her face gets the like the needle monster thing and I forgot all their names now.
I don't remember their
but
names either.
the robot boy has to like
Amputate.
yeah.
And he's like, with the
He's
ro-
like- I was
and
like-
she's also bleeding from every
From
orifice in her body,
yeah, like
by the
her
way.
eyes are all messed up,
Dude.
and you're just like,
I remember watching that and I was like, yes.
Now you know what kind of hentai Lily likes.
Wait, that's not even. I thought it was just really cool. I can't even explain this one. All right. I feel like, to me, one of the first, I guess, from my memory, first fucked up thing. I shouldn't curse. First effed up thing that really affected me was the Nina scene from Fullmetal Alchemist, because I had no idea what was coming.
Yes.
I had no idea what's coming. They make you grow attached to the characters too.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, this guy named Sho Tucker turns his dog and daughter and combines them into one nightmarish creature, and then eventually they have to kill her off. And she was like a little girl, so they
If you haven't watched Full Metal by now, go watch it, please. It's like I know she kind of spoiled a little bit there, but like literally the build up into it is so good too. And
I wouldn't mind Full Metal. Okay, so I rewatched Brotherhood the other day. It looks a little dated now, obviously. Yeah. It's one of those anime. I love the concept of Full Metal so much. I wish they would like remaster it or something, but I think it's too recent. Yeah. I think it's too recent. Probably not gonna happen.
The first time I witnessed something that was like, oh, I didn't know anime could make me feel this way was actually Evangelion.
Oh, Evangelion.
Yeah, that was like the first time where I was like, that wasn't like a superhero punching the shit out of like, or a superhero punching the crap out of a bigger being. It was like oh, Shinji, like it's like
the first thing I saw from Evangelion. Congratulations. That's the first thing I saw from the very ending. Congratulations, because I was on YouTube and there's a video of congratulations on loop, and I'm like, this is so funny. They're just saying congratulations. It was so funny. I'm like, what is this show? And then
I just realized that this is where it all started. Why you spoil yourself?
No, that's not where it started.
Oh, okay.
No, I've always wanted to know what happens. Like, this is stemming from when I was younger. I just like having the comfort of knowing what's gonna happen. Otherwise, I get very anxious.
If you had a fortune teller and the fortune teller asked,
yes,
you don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
So like they tell you when you're gonna die.
Yes.
You would want to know. Really?
Yes.
Why?
I can be prepared. I'm like, okay, so we all know we have a finite amount of time, right?
Okay.
But this time I know exactly, so I can be prepared.
Different question. No, but like, what if like, okay, so different question.
Yes.
If life is predetermined.
No.
And there was a script of your life, would you want to read it?
Oh, that's depressing. Imagine if you read your life script and you would never, it basically like says you would never amount to more than you are right now, and you're basically gonna, like it's a very dismal ending. Like, what would you do if it's all predetermined? Would you try to change it?
But like, what if it was written in the script, like, but you're too much of a pussy to do anything about it?
This is depressing.
Damn.
This is really depressing.
Anyways.
I don't like this. Oh my god, one of the questions was, have you watched Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Yes, and I plan on rewatching it again because now it's going to be on Netflix again. I wonder if they're going to put the movies on it. Yeah. Anyways, Neon Genesis Evangelion is coming to Netflix pretty soon, and go watch it.
Oh, what do you guys think about relatively popular animes not being produced after the second season ends? Off the top of my head, I can think of stuff like Magi, Nisekoi. Alternatively, series like Chihaya Furusa and Magical Index got a third season after at least 4 years of waiting.
Yeah. I really don't know how that stuff happens. So, like, as far as I know, the way some of these show deals happen behind the scenes is, like, an IP gets sold, and then they said, like, hey, we have these staff of writers, we're going to write the show, and then a deal happens where, like, if this show does well, we'll get another season, right? But it doesn't sometimes extend past, like, the first 2 seasons. So, like, from experience that I know from some of the shows that have been pitched onto, like, things like Netflix, it's like you get 2 or 3 seasons right off the bat, and then we'll see from there. And so, like, sometimes, like, maybe they just weren't interested in making the third season. But it sucks from our point of view because, like,
it never gets resolved.
There's so many things that, like, I want more seasons of. Like, I desperately want a new season of, like, I don't know,
Hinamatsuri.
Yeah, Hinamatsuri deserves a second season immediately. I want to see the next arc right now. I also want to see, oh my god, why can't I think of it? With Aqua, Megumin. Konosuba. I want season 3 so badly. Like, I just want to see more of that. And, like, Yeah, no, it's cool that some of the shows that people have been really waiting for get a new season, but like I feel like it happens too much. I just want closure. Like I wish anime wouldn't do this thing. I feel like there's so much anime out there that you just never get closure on.
Yeah, and it could be for myriad. Myriad, how do you pronounce it? Myriad, is that how you pronounce it? It could be for multiple reasons, whether or not there wasn't enough traction in Japan, or didn't make enough money, or the author got caught plagiarizing the art, or etc., etc. You never know. This question, we were talking about how your parents perceive your weebness, right?
Oh God, okay.
So this question, dear Josh and Lily, I've been getting back into weebness for the past year now, and anime is pretty much the only thing I watch. However, I tend to hide this side of me from my parents, who are very, very Korean.
Well, I have a lot of experience with this.
For the fear of being seen as nerdy and childish. They know I watch anime, but they don't really know the extent of it. Did you guys ever show your website to your parents? How'd it go? Did you hide it? Did you ever think it was important? Sorry if this is a weird question. It's just been something I've been kind of keeping to myself from my parents and my brother. P.S. Please make this anonymous. I don't know who watches from my IRL friends. By the way, I love you, Josh. You are my inspiration heart. Oh, that's cute. So luckily for you, we're both Korean.
Yes.
We can speak from
and we have
Korean.
both have very Korean
안녕하세요.
parents.
안녕하세요.
여러분.
여러분, 오늘 so basically like I think for me personally, my parents always knew like, oh, she likes anime, she likes video games, whatever. After a certain point, they stopped trying to tell me like, oh, video games are only for men or boys. Like why don't you do more stuff, like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And eventually they stopped doing that, and I think most parents like chill out over the years and just accept you.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
your parents you're freaking 27?
Yes, we're the same age now.
20. Fuck, we are.
Anyways, yeah, it sort of depends, because like I'm pretty degenerate, and so like me buying figures and stuff like that, I also do not like
oh my God.
very much flaunt off to people.
This is really off topic. I'm sorry. I
Yes.
read on Twitter where what was Twitter or Shower Thoughts or something.
Yeah.
You know how our grandmothers have like those porcelain figures they really like and like do all that?
That's what anime figurines
We're
are.
gonna be that in 50 years, but with anime figurines. And this here kid is my 2D persona from when I was back in my day. They used to print out these 2D characters on pillows and sleep with them. Like we're gonna be one
I
of
think
those.
the difference is we're just not gonna have kids.
That's true. I'm not gonna have kids, but if we did.
Yeah, that is really funny. But yeah, so like honestly, if your parents have never watched anime and don't understand it at all and don't understand how there could be anything of merit to them, I would say also like maybe pitch the idea of watching like a good anime movie together. You know, like I think Kimi no Na wa is like one of those things that like I think people can understand is like just a good movie, or like Spirited Away, like any of the Hayao
Oh, you can
Miyazaki
definitely.
ones.
My parents watched Spirited Away in Korean. It
Yeah.
helped that helped them a lot because, you know, they don't want to read subtitles. They just wanna,
Yeah.
It helps
Especially
if-
because my parents did not speak very much English.
and
so.
some of the anime are like dubbed into Korean, so it
Yep.
helps a lot. And they liked it. I
Yeah.
think they understand for the most part. It's just cartoons for them, you know.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
But I would say like the time that my parents really backed off on like my interests in like video games and all that was like when I had a stable job. So work on that
Same,
first.
actually. Like I remember my mom always asking me, what are you gonna do with your life? Maybe if you're lucky, you can marry someone who's 10 years older than you, who's already financially stable, so they can take care of you. Like legit, they said that. So, and then all of a sudden, when I showed them my paycheck, oh, I guess you can keep YouTubing and doing.
Yeah.
You can keep playing video games. And it's,
My parents would like, my mom in particular would like be like, so like, what do you think about the LSAT? And I was like, how about not, Mom? I don't know.
dude, this is so weird. Please grade and rate the following anime characters Zettai Ryouiki, and they literally just send me pictures of everyone, girls and their thigh.
Oh my god, I love all these girls. Okay, let's go through it.
wait,
Hold on.
wait,
Okay,
wait.
Girl number 1, Rin Tosaka, who is
From Fate Zero.
from Fate Zero, just the Fate series in general. Although in Fate Zero, she's just a baby. She has very, very high tier Zettai. Today's Zettai Ryouiki Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
So this is actually very relevant. So we have to say it for the audio only people because that's where it's gonna be, right, Lily?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Rin Tosaka, very high tier. I mean, those thigh highs are very high up. She's got the mini skirt going on.
I do like this a lot. The sweater with the mini skirt and
Yeah.
the thigh highs. It's a very comfy, but like
but like kind of like
flirty,
demure,
you know, like that. Yeah,
It's very
foxy
good.
demure.
I'm very into
I would
it.
give this like 9 out of 10.
I would even say this is the gold standard of Zettai Ryouiki.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, gold
Gold
standard.
standard.
Next one is Mio Akiyama from K-On!
K-On! I love her voice, but her Zettai Ryouiki
I
game
don't really
not super
see
strong.
her Zettai Ryouiki game.
Which is fine. You know, she's a schoolgirl and she's precious, and no one should ever lewd the K-Ons.
I agree. Although no, they're not. Technically, if we're doing it canonically, they should be like graduated college by now, right?
Jesus, really? I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
The K-On! Came out a while ago.
Yeah, but you don't lewd them. Seriously.
Hitagi Senjo Gahara from Bakemonogatari.
Also, very, very high tier level of Zettai Ryouiki. I would say maybe even S plus. I would give it even over Rin Tosaka. You know, nothing pairs better with high tier Zettai Ryouiki with a tsundere person.
This is such a weird topic. Why are we rating
so good.
Megumi?
Megumin also very solid, but
I don't really see it.
lacks the tsundere, and it's only really on one type. So, oh god, what's the next one?
The last one is my persona. Okay, to be fair, this art is really good.
Oh, on this art, this is
Look.
Is it is your
Look at it. It's so
is your persona always in like this outfit?
No, this is what they thought of, though. They have a little Alpy here with Offline TV. And
This is good. Yeah,
really
yeah.
cute. Very cute.
I give it a solid A minus. Yeah. On that picture in particular.
If my persona were real, like, I would date her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I should make a persona. I wonder what I would look
I
like
think your
in.
persona would just be you.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Could you please talk about some of your favorite OSTs? I feel like it's such a crucial component of why anime is special. Also, thanks for introducing me to Monogatari and Umaru-chan. Sorry.
Yes. Okay. Shout outs to you who asked this question. I'm glad you can revel in the greatness that is Monogatari.
OST is 100% help.
Yes.
There's so many incredible openings and endings. Sometimes the anime is shit, but their songs are so good that the anime is still well known.
Yep. Guilty Crown.
Guilty Crown was so bad.
Music though.
The music was incredible.
Good.
Really good.
But really not.
Really
very
bad,
good
but
anime.
really good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anime OST that like automatically the first thing that comes to mind is You Say Run. Like it's like My Hero Academia is already good, but then the OST brings it up to like an 11.
So good. That You Say Run, that's
Yeah.
like the only song I like super like.
Haikyuu, also one of my favorite OSTs. Monogatari also has an amazing
Really good.
OST.
And God forbid you have a really popular anime with a really good OST. Sword Art Online's like Crossing Field. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
With the popularity of SAO.
When we're talking about OST, like, are we talking about openings and endings, or are we talking about the actual music during the scenes?
I think it encompasses all of it.
Oh, and all of it? Okay.
For me personally.
Okay, because like usually I differentiate the two. It's like opening endings, and then you have the OST. But yeah, no, Crossing Field, like all the Lisa openings are amazing in SAO.
I actually don't like this season's opening of SAO. I thought it was very generic J-pop.
Lisa is bae, and I will not
I
have
love
you
her voice.
denounce her
I do
name.
love her voice. But yeah. All right. Have you guys watched both seasons of Noragami?
I have, yeah, Noragami and Noragami
I
Aragoto.
actually really like Noragami.
It's very good. I
Entertaining.
really like it. I mean, Yato is like an
Yato!
amazing character.
He's
I
so
love him,
cute.
and the main girl, I forgot her name.
Hiyori.
Hiyori,
Yes!
yes. And then Yuki, like they're all like very relatable characters who have like they're in like a very extra world, but like their problems are very real. Like the idea that like you have things that are hard to talk about in your past, you have trouble opening up. Like if like watching Yuki's growth in that show was amazing, and Hiyori is just like such a kind-hearted girl, and you just want to root for her.
Yeah, she was very nice without being like annoying nice.
Yeah,
you know?
and
she was like normal.
She wasn't like a doormat.
Why? I hate the word doormat. Like
You used it first this podcast.
I know. Do you guys use sources to gauge which anime series you might watch for the season, or do you pick it by eye?
Use what?
So, do you use sources to gauge what
sources.
anime series you might watch? So, for example, if I see an anime that everyone's talking about it, it's like the anime of the season. Like everyone, yeah, you should watch this. Blah, blah, I will watch it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, wow, I'm a sheep. Go on.
So in my case, in my very educated and very, very classic, refined taste
Just
way
say
of
it.
So it's kind of 50-50 actually. So like sometimes like you just hear about like, oh man, like this new season of this thing is coming out. I'm really excited about it. Like that's how I heard about like the 5th arc of JoJo, blah blah. That's one of the reasons why I started watching JoJo in the first place. But one of the things I like to do is just watch all the trailers. Like when the season gets announced, like on my anime list and stuff, you can just watch all the different trailers. That's how I discovered Hinamatsuri, because I was watching it, I was like, this trailer is hilarious, this is so good. And so then I watch it. And then usually when the first week of the first season comes out, I'll watch episode 1 of everything and be like, wow. Yeah, I know. It's a little...
I remember Josh recommended me Hinamatsuri. That was one of the nicest things you've ever done for me, Josh. Thank you.
It's so good.
It's very good.
High five.
Okay.
Nice.
I watched the trailer for Violet Evergarden, I remember, and being so hyped about it because it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I just dropped it after 2 episodes.
So, you know what's funny about Violet Evergarden, which I found out, is that the first couple of episodes... So, Violet Evergarden is based off a award-winning light novel through, like, the Kyoto Animation Contest. The first couple episodes are not in the light novels. And then the first episode that actually has light novels was when I was like, actually, this show's good. So,
Really? Okay,
so
alright.
maybe take another pass at it.
Maybe, yeah.
That's because I was the same way. I dropped it after a couple episodes, and people were like, you didn't get to this episode? And I was like, okay, well... And then I was like, okay, I see where people are like, oh, it's good.
Animes that deserve a 2nd plus season, like Claymore, Devil is a part-time. I like Claymore. Claymore was cool.
Claymore was okay.
It was
The
female
concept is
power.
Cool. Yeah, no, I liked it. I kept up with the manga for a long time, but I was like, I'm kind of getting bored of just like more
did
violence
stagnate
between
a little,
like women and like
but the concept
crazy
was
monsters.
super
Yeah, the
cool.
concept,
I'm
like the aesthetic is really cool. Devil,
the
part-timer,
so
is very funny. Definitely deserves another season. Hinamatsuri again. How often do we have to say
God,
it? Another
please
season.
make season 2. I'll pay. Please.
You're gonna have to make a lot more money.
Let's see. A lot of soundtrack questions, surprisingly. I think it's because we both play instruments.
Yeah,
They want
it
to know
probably
our
helps, yeah.
perspective on music. Yeah, Fruits Basket's getting a remake. If you could force Albie to cosplay as an anime character, what would it be?
What would be a good one for him?
Sasuke.
Oh, you're serious? Just kidding. Well, now he has like the blue-purple hair. That's kind of like what Sasuke has.
Sasuke.
This is weird. The way Lily was saying. I don't know if you guys know
this, but Albie and I are actually living in a
TMI.
Steins;Gate universe
okay.
where Josh is our future son from the future. I don't know if you noticed it, but I'm just saying it's not a coincidence. He copied the same glasses as me, and he's musically talented and is weeaboo degenerate.
Stop
like
trying to
us.
take credit for my whole life.
I actually think it's so funny though. It's
really
it's really
funny.
I can see
Like,
it happening. The anime, it's basically like in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a post-apocalyptic world and you never got to meet us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you just went back in time to meet your parents so you can be friends with them and then like really hang out with them. That's such a cute. Oh, it's so cute.
That actually kind of reminds me of a current anime.
Really?
Yeah, there's one called Iroduku, which is
Oh, the color thingy.
yeah, and like her grandma sends her back in time to hang out with herself in the
Yeah,
past.
I
It's pretty
remember.
interesting, yeah.
But-
It's a little slow, but it's cool.
It was pretty. But that's the anime. And then you realize, like, when you travel back in time and hang out with us, like, oh, my parents are fucking losers.
Man, this guy just keeps wanting to spin knives, and then the girl just keeps like dropping microphones.
She
I don't
sleeps all day. She's like,
know. Has a waifu pillow of herself,
Oh
but
my
in anime form.
okay.
Kind of weird.
Oh, did you think of the tattoo yet?
No, I got distracted. Oh, God, what do I
Come
want?
on.
What do I want?
Oh, do you find it hard to find good animes? Especially now that the anime industry is growing so fast, there are a lot of animes out there. I sometimes feel like if an anime is really good, people talk about it.
People just talk about it,
People
yeah.
will 100% post
I think
about it.
because anime is getting bigger, there are just more eyes on it, and like I would say out of all the anime shows, because there's like literally like 30 or more series every season, 90% of them are always garbage, and so you've kind of quickly figure out what people are actually like saying, like, oh, that's good, but the hard thing though is like actually watching all these different shows. Like, it's so crazy that anime has gotten so like wide that like people are like, oh my god, you haven't seen this anime? And you could have like two different fans of anime who have watched completely different shows, which is kind of cool, actually. I don't know.
I think it's more of a positive thing that it's growing so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, your favorite anime studios? Studio Bone.
Shaft.
Wait.
Shaft.
Shaft.
For the audio only people, we're turning our heads.
We're turning our
as far as I
heads
can.
like really like bone.
Yeah.
More.
Shaft is my favorite, and then Kyoto Animation might be my second.
I
favorite.
love Kyoto Animation.
Yeah.
I may not like all of their anime, but I always appreciate their
artistry,
animation.
yeah.
It's so gorgeous. That bloom, whatever you call it. Animes for a complete beginner. It's hard to. That's always hard to answer because I feel like everyone has different taste.
Yeah, like usually I say like watch the anime movies that people talk about, like Spirited
Oh
Away.
yes,
like,
movies are a great
Your
gateway.
Name,
Actually, now that you mention it.
But if I was to recommend series, like sometimes I recommend stuff like Cowboy Bebop because it's like the story is not super complicated. It's more episodic.
If Cowboy Bebop's like a classic.
Yeah, that's like a classic.
But it might be too
beginning
old
anime.
for some people, you know.
Yeah, and if you're like a younger person and you like are kind of into the idea of shonen, like One Punch Man, My Hero, I think are also good starter anime. But if someone wants something more emotional, maybe like Your Lie in April might be a good starter anime. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's just so much out there. It's like asking,
Yeah.
what kind of cartoon would you recommend for a beginner?
It's so hard.
What are you looking for?
Just
you looking
try-
for slice of life, comedy, horror, psychological?
Just looking for boobies.
You
There's
look,
high
there's
school
a
DxD.
lot of booby animes out there if
Yeah.
you're specifically looking for big juggling boobies.
Yes, there's a market for you.
There is. Josh would know. He watches a lot of
I
them.
wouldn't say that, but okay.
I do appreciate good boob physics in anime though. Like
Yeah.
if it's well animated and okay, I don't. Not that I watch it. I don't watch it, but I'm saying if I.
You talked yourself into a corner real fast on that one.
I'm not okay. Alright, thanks for watching. Oh shit! I didn't know. I don't know what to do. Alright, those are all the questions for now though.
All right. One of the things that we are thinking about in the future for the filler arc, kind of talking about the filler arc itself. One is obviously not about Lily's persona because she is stroking it very weirdly right now and now kissing it. Two, is the we want to put the podcast onto Spotify and on iTunes, so be on a lookout for that. And then also one of the things that will concern you guys, the viewers and the listeners, is we kind of want to have like a book club sort of thing where like maybe at the end of or like in the comments or whatever you like ask us to like watch an anime, and then in a future episode we will talk about that anime in length and
I
just,
agree.
go
I think
over
it's a really cool idea to revisit some of the other series, maybe even if it's not currently airing.
So like if there's a show out there that's not like prohibitively long, so do not recommend like Detective Conan. We're not going to watch 800 episodes or One Piece.
The month before Albert's gonna be a guest, which he will be eventually.
Yes, very soon.
Chihaya Furu.
We might start with Chihaya Furu.
Chihaya Furu. I've been.
Although he's saying that season 3 is coming out soon, so maybe wait on that. Yeah. But that said, like we want to hear some suggestions in the comments or in whatever, and we'll kind of go through and see, like turn it into like a little anime book club.
Yeah, it'd be cute. You can bring like little papers and stuff, and we can have questions ready.
Yeah.
Remember those critical thinking questions after you finish like a novel or a movie in class?
I don't actually remember that at all.
Oh, I remember.
Okay,
why do you
lead it
think
then.
this character did this thing at this
Oh,
point?
never mind.
Stuff like that.
Now all the bad
Critical
memories are flooding back.
thinking.
Okay.
But yeah, give us suggestions
All right, cool.
and send us more questions. And I swear to God, this will be up on Spotify eventually. Like
and iTunes.
I'm trying. We've been trying for 2 months now. I'm a failure. What am I even living?
Speaking of failing at doing maybe something, is there like a place that maybe you could watch all the anime that we were mainly talking about?
Crunchyroll.com/Lily. 14-day premium trial. Please use my link if you are interested in Crunchyroll.
And then third, we might bring in a potential guest who is an animator, a professional animator who worked with Japanese studios, and he's worked on stuff like Ping Pong the Animation, which is one of my favorite sports anime of
So
all
if you have any
time.
questions for an animator in the animation industry, well, what a mouthful. Yeah.
Yes. So also feel free to send us questions about that as well. So,
FillerArcPodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And Lily, before we leave,
Thank you for Crunchyroll for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out crunchyroll.com/late for a 14-day premium trial where you can get all your professionally subtitled 1080p anime. Yeah.
That. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the filler arc. Bye.
Bye.